What's up, guys? Welcome back to 6 Best Bets and Lock of the Week. I'm sorry, guys, for the hold up. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm a little bit late with this video, but I just want to say one thing. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys have been giving me, especially with the live streams, all of that. I'm thinking about going live a little bit more often than usual. I just got to find a good schedule. I just want to say, guys, welcome back to the 6 Best Bets and Lock of the Week, including 2 bonuses, including Lock of the Week, and, of course, including a parlay section that a lot of you guys enjoy. Thank you, guys. Everybody who's been watching, you guys have been showing me so much support, and we're only going to the top, so let's go. Here we go, 6 Best Bets and Lock of the Week without further ado. Of course, there's going to be a parlay section at the end of the video, so here we go. Without further ado, my first most confident pick of the week. Here we go. Javid Basharat is set to face off against Ricky Simón. We know Ricky Simón is a plus 230. Javid Basharat is a minus 310. Pay attention to my video on Friday, last minute prediction video, because I have a very good prop for Javid Basharat. If you guys already have these props, I like Javid Basharat to win by submission or on points. I like the double chance by submission or on points. We know he's a minus 310 already, but if we do double chance by submission or on points, or maybe if we just go Javid Basharat to win by decision, the prop money should be a little bit more value, should get a little bit more juice. He's set to face off against Ricky Simón, and I want to see how good he looks in the striking department. We already know he's a good wrestler, and some say he's the worst brother of the 2 Basharat brothers, but I will say, guys, we know Ricky Simón is a little bit on the decline, and it's because of a little bit of a skid that he's on. He has a very tough test ahead of him against Javid Basharat. I think Javid Basharat should be able to win this fight, but he is going to have to work for it, and I think this fight goes the distance, and I like the over 2.5 in this fight. I like Javid Basharat striking, but we do know against Victor Henry, he kicked him in the nuts, and then he tried to run away with a win like that. That's not something I want to see against Javid Basharat. I want good sportsmanship from Javid Basharat. So we look at this video as well right here. And these guys are cardio machines. These guys are freaks. The whole gym are cardio machines, working nonstop. The people that surround Javid Basharat and the people that Javid Basharat surrounds himself with are some of the best freaks of nature. Demetrius Johnson as well. Let's go. So I think Javid Basharat should be able to win this fight. And I think he should be able to have a good, successful back in the W win column for Javid Basharat. My second most confident pick of the week, guys. My second most confident pick of the week. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Drop a like on the video if you guys haven't already. Let's go. Mansour Abdul Malik. We know Mansour Abdul Malik is one of the biggest favorites on the card, minus 900. And I know what you guys are saying. Why would you give a minus 900 and there's no value on it? Why would you give that? But listen to this. So, when we look at Mansour Abdul Malik, he's had a successful UFC debut already. I had him as my lock of the week. And a lot of people were like, there was so much juice on him. He was a minus 400. There was no value. But what we did was we took Mansour Abdul Malik by double chance, by KO or submission. That was a beautiful ground and pound TKO in round 1. If you guys know Mansour Abdul Malik, just like I was trying to show here, he is a guy who gets performances of the night. He got his first performance of the night on his first UFC debut. I think he should be able to finish this guy inside the distance. Even looking at this, we look at this clip, the way his ground and pound is, it's so vicious. I'm taking Mansour Abdul Malik by KO straight, and I'm taking another play with Mansour Abdul Malik by KO or submission. Give me Mansour Abdul Malik to finish this fight inside the distance and to finish his opponent, Nick Klein, inside the distance by KO. Let's go. My third most confident pick of the week, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Enough yip yap. Let's get right into the action. Aibo Aslan. We know Aibo Aslan is set to face off against Ian Cutelaba. He is 14-1. Aibo Aslan is a minus 184, but we know the money was coming in on Aslan. He was a minus 130 earlier. Now he's a minus 184. Ian Cutelaba plus 142. I do like the over 1.5 in this fight, but we'll pay more attention to that on Friday. I like Aibo Aslan to win this fight. When we look at his cardio, when we look at his boxing, we have to make sure that his cardio is on point because this guy's a little bit reckless. And he's going to leak a lot of his gas tank, leak a lot of energy, and adrenaline dump is going to be a main factor in this fight, especially with Ian Cutelaba just running straight at Aibo Aslan. I do think Ian Cutelaba is going to wrestle. I like the over 1.5 in this fight, and I have been looking at Aibo Aslan wrestle. When we look at this fight, we have to see how good his takedown defense has gotten. I think that's as good as you need to get to beat a guy like Ian Cutelaba. He needs to keep this fight on the feet. He needs to keep this fight standing. And he needs to keep this fight in the striking department where his bread and butter is. Let's go. Eyeball Awesome for the win. My fourth most confident pick of the week, guys. My fourth most confident pick of the week. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's actually not my lock of the week. The fifth confident pick is going to be my lock of the week. So my fourth most confident pick of the week. Let's go. Who's it going to be? Gene Matsumoto. I was, wondering if this should be my lock of the week or not. I really wanted him to be my lock of the week. But, 16-0, 2025. Is this the year the undefeated fighters lose? I don't know, but I'm taking that risk. Let's go. Gene Matsumoto set to face off against Rob Font. When we look at Gene Matsumoto, we look at his striking department, and we know that he's going to have to wrestle. Rob Font is one of the best boxers in the bantamweight division. Gene Matsumoto minus 170, Rob Font plus 132. Gene by KO on points minus 130. Gene by submission on points minus 130. I like Gene by submission on points. We know he's a very good striker, but we know his main bread and butter is that beautiful, beautiful guillotine. I will say when we look at this, I love this stat. It says Gene Matsumoto is known for his undefeated record, but many are looking at his ground game with 6 submission wins. Rob Font has only been submitted once, in 2017 by guillotine choke to Pedro Munoz. Matsumoto has 3 guillotine wins in his career. 38% chance that there could be a submission in this fight. I'm going to go Gene Matsumoto, and I'm going to take him by submission on points at a minus 130, but I also like taking Gene Matsumoto money line straight at a minus 170, just in case. You never know what could happen in this fight, and it's a very close competitive fight. High output, high pace. He needs that takedown. My fifth most confident pick of the week, guys. My lock of the week. It's time, guys. My lock of the week. No more building up the anticipation. Let's go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Guess right now. Think in your mind who you think is going to be out of the whole typology, out of the whole card. Who do you think is going to be? Let's go. Here we go. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. If you guessed it right, you know me like the back of my hand. So, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez minus 310, Brendan Allen plus 230, Fluffy by sub or points minus 180, Fluffy by KO on points minus 130. If there is a KO from Fluffy Hernandez, it's probably by ground and pound or maybe like a freak injury where Brendan Allen gets hurt. We know Fluffy Hernandez is set to face off against Brendan Allen, who's a plus 230, and Fluffy Hernandez is a minus 310. I like moneyline, but my best prop for this fight is Anthony Hernandez by submission on points at a minus 180. I don't think he's going to be able to get the KO. And if there is a factor, these guys have fought in LFA before, guys. They went 5 rounds against each other, and it was 49-46, 50-45, and 49-46 for Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. But Brendan Allen said in an interview today, he said, I need to do damage. In that fight that we had in the rematch in LFA, and that first fight that we had in LFA, I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to be there. And we know he said against Nasruddin Imavov he was a little sick, Brendan Allen said, and he did really good in that first round. So I'm expecting Brendan Allen to look exactly the same like he did against Nasruddin Imavov. Take the back of Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. A lot of scrambling positions, fighting for positions, and then trying to keep this fight on the feet, and then trying to create damage. And I expect Brendan Allen to play a little bit of submissions on his back as well. I do think Anthony Fluffy Hernandez should be able to nullify all of Brendan Allen's submission attempts, but this is going to be by far one of Anthony Fluffy Hernandez's toughest tests. We know he fought against Roman Kopylov, by far one of his best wins, but Brendan Allen, it's not just Brendan Allen, the one that you beat already. It's Brendan Allen 2.0. So, I love his cardio. One thing we know about Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is this guy has cardio for days. His striking is not the best, but we know that this guy can run. We know about his cardio already. We need to see how good his striking is. How good is his striking? We look at his striking. It's good enough to, stand up in the striking department. We know against Michel Pereira, in the first 30 seconds, his stomach got hurt. Michel Pereira threw a teep to the stomach, and he kind of winced a little bit. So we know he's still a little bit weak to the body, but I do think he should be able to win this fight. It's going to be a very tough test for Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, and he won 50-45 last time, so I think he should be able to win this fight. I think by decision, but I'll take by submission on points at a minus 180, and I like money line at a minus 310. It's parlayable, so let's go. My lock of the week, my fifth most confident pick of the week, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. My sixth most confident pick of the week, guys. Who's it going to be? Who you guys think it's going to be? Let's go. Here we go. Song Yadong 21-8-1. Song Yadong is a minus 295. Henry Cejudo is a plus 220. Song Yadong by KO on points, minus 250. Song by submission on points, plus 105. The reason why I say the submission on points, we know Song Yadong is not likely to get a submission on Henry Cejudo, but the bookies are favoring that this fight goes the distance, right? So let's say I take Song Yadong by submission on points at a plus 105, and this fight goes the distance, and Song Yadong wins by unanimous decision. He should be able to win this fight. He should be able to win this fight clearly. Obviously, it's going to be a very close competitive fight, but I do think Song Yadong should be able to win this fight. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very competitive fight. He has to worry about that inside trip from Henry Cejudo. And Henry Cejudo, we know that he's just getting on the interview right now. He's getting on the interview to say what he wants, and I don't think Henry Cejudo is just coming in for a check. I think Henry Cejudo is coming in to try to take Song Yadong's head off. So with this fight right here, I've been trying to see if Song Yadong has been training his wrestling nonstop, and throughout this entire camp, he's been training his wrestling nonstop. And we know what we're going to get with Song Yadong, but we do know that Song Yadong can get a little reckless at times. This is something that I really like to share. UFC Social just showed me this. I was selling souvenirs outside the Olympic Arena in 2008 in Beijing, and Henry won his gold medal. And I thought that this was pretty insane. Like, how many times do we get stuff like this where this is just it's so amazing how Song Yadong was a kid selling souvenirs outside of Henry Cejudo's rise, and now he's going to fight Henry Cejudo. So I think this is going to be an absolute banger matchup. Give me Song Yadong. Give me by KO on points at a minus 250, and give me Song Yadong money line at a minus 295. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Now we're going to go to the first bonus, guys. First bonus of the week. Let's go. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the bonus? And do you guys like the bonus, or do you guys like parlay section more? Let's go. First bonus. This fight goes the distance. Brendan Allen versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to go the distance. But I like the over 2.5. Brendan Allen versus Fluffy Hernandez to go the distance. Yes, minus 148. No, plus 116. I prefer the over 2.5 at a minus 180. Under 2.5 plus 140. With the bonuses, you guys get to pick your poison, whether you want the over or under. Over 2.5 or under 2.5. Basically, the difference between this fight goes the distance and the over 2.5 is 2.5 minutes. So, if you want to play that little risk game, maybe if there's a third round TKO, it's not going to hit. That's why I like the over 2.5 in this fight. I like the over 2.5 at a minus 180. Under 2.5 is plus 140. If you want to play a little bit risky, take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 148. If you don't think it goes the distance, take no at a plus 116. I do think, though, that this fight is more likely to go to the distance. Brendan Allen has very good submission defense, and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is going to be hunting that submission attempt all day. 15 minutes. Does this fight go 15 minutes or not? I think it goes over 2.5. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 180, and I'll take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 148. Let's go. Second bonus. Let's go. Here it is. Second bonus. Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong over 4.5. Over 4.5 minus 190. Under 4.5 plus 146. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 168. No, at a plus money. I do think with this fight right here, guys, if there's a little bit of maybe a stoppage, maybe it's going to be a bad cut. Maybe somebody gets cut open, like Song Yadong against Corey Sandhagen. We don't know if that scar tissue is still there, but we know that he is susceptible to being cut open, and doctor stoppage have stopped his fight before. I do think if there is going to be a stoppage, Henry Cejudo might be able to maybe take him down, get some elbows in, and TKO him like he did against Marlon Moraes. But I do think that Henry Cejudo is really tough to take Song Yadong's punches, and I think he can mix in the wrestling department a little bit. So I like the over 4.5 at a minus 190. We know the under 4.5 is a plus 146. But if you take that this fight goes a distance, yes, at a minus 168. No, at a plus 132. Pick your poison. Do you guys think that this fight goes a distance? Does it go over 4.5 or not? I think it goes over 4.5. I don't know if it goes a distance, though, just in case it's a late, fifth round TKO. We saw that against Ricky Simon. I believe Ricky Simon got finished in the 5th round, just to double check. Yeah, it was 1 minute and 10 seconds into the 5th round. So there, the over 4.5 would not hit. But I do think the over 4.5 should hit. I'm going to go the over 4.5 just in case there's a late TKO. Give me the over 4.5 at a minus 190. If you guys like the under 4.5, it's a plus 146. I'll take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 168 and over 4.5 at a minus 190. Now let's get into the parlay section, guys. Let's go. Parlay section, let's go. Song Yadong versus Henry Cejudo, by far one of my most anticipated matchups. Let's go. Parley time. Rob Font, Gene Silva to go the distance. Yes. Over 2.5 fluffy fight and Gene Silva money line plus 139. A 3-leg parlay. I'll take it. I'll repeat it one more time. Rob Font, Gene Matsumoto to go the distance. Over 2.5 fluffy fight and Gene Silva money line plus 139. I was figuring out whether I wanted to put Gene Silva, but I figured everybody's going to have him. We already know what we're going to get with Gene Silva. Gene Silva by KO. Let's go. Over 4.5 main event. Javid Basharat, Mansoor Abdul Malik, 3-leg parlay, plus 124. I like it. Gene Silva moneyline, Song Yadong, Rosie Boev, plus 100, 3-leg. I like it. Obviously, on Friday, the props are going to drop, so we're going to get a little bit more value. Maybe we could mix in some Gene Silva by KO, double chance, Gene Silva by KO on points, and we could use him as a parlay, put Fluffy Hernandez in there, put Gene Matsumoto in there, and that's a nice little 3-leg parlay. Another one. Fluffy Hernandez, Gene Silva, Gene Matsumoto, Mansoor Abdul Malik. 4-leg parlay, plus 166. I like that one too. Javid Basharat, Melquizilo Costa, Ibol Aslan, plus 280. A little bit of a risky one, but if you don't like Costa, you can mix in Andre Fili in there. So it's either Javid Basharat, Costa, or Fili, whichever one you want, and then Ibol Aslan, plus 280. Obviously, I did both of those, so I did one with Javid Basharat, Melquizilo Costa, Ibol Aslan, plus 280, and then I did one with Javid Basharat, Andre Fili, Ibol Aslan, plus 296. Very good value right there. And then my last parlay, Mansoor Abdul Malik, Gene Silva, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, minus 145, 3-leg parlay. One of my most confident parlays, guys. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I'm going to repeat all of them one more time, guys. Mansoor Abdul Malik, Gene Silva, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, minus 145, 3-leg. Javid Basharat, Andre Fili, Ibol Aslan, plus 296. Javid Basharat, Costa, Ibol Aslan, plus 280. Fluffy Hernandez, Gene Silva, Gene Matsumoto, Mansoor Abdul Malik, plus 166. Gene Silva, Song Yadong, Rosie Boev, plus 100. Over 4.5 main event, Javid Basharat, Mansoor Abdul Malik, plus 124. Rob Font, Gene Matsumoto to go the distance. Over 2.5 fluffy fight, and Gene Silva moneyline, plus 139. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Do you guys think that this card is going to be good? For some reason, I feel like there's going to be a lot more traps. I don't know why. I just feel like this card has traps written all over it. Like for this fight right here, Song Yadong versus Henry Cejudo. I feel like a good live bet would be perfect for this fight. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like my lock of the week? Let me know. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless. The best is blessed, baby. And I hope you guys take care. Let's go. Stay tuned for my Friday video. Last minute predictions, guys. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Peace. Hey.